Hey guys, it's Roxas. So Pipit's fronting with me, so you're gonna get a mixture of cussing and baby talk. We're not gonna bother to introduce ourselves whenever we switch, so just if you hear that, just roll with it. Anyway, we've been wanting to do an island tour for a while, but we wanted to wait until we actually finish the island. But we've had this game since launch and we haven't done that yet, so uh, here's the work in progress, I guess. So first, I guess I'll start off with showing the map because that's the Animal Crossing YouTuber thing to do, I think. Yeah, so our island is called Athlum. It's based on the Last Remnant. And also Cecil, our host, is the island villager. I don't personally care if I make a villager or not. I think Pipit's going to at some point. Um, she had one, but then she deleted it for some obscene reason. Um, so our villagers, we don't really have dreamies per se, other than me and Cecil really want Coco. Uh, but I don't know, we're pretty happy with our lineup, honestly. And there's some that we just kind of let be randomized. I mean, not to sound like we're not like other girls, who don't have, because you don't have dreamies, but honestly, we just kind of prefer to keep some things a little bit natural in this game. Um, I don't know, it's kind of nice. Uh, Speaking of nice, damn, that water texture looks good as hell. It looks so real, it's crazy. I never just sit here and just look at the water. Um, anyway, so yeah, our flag is also uh, based on Athlum from the Last Remnant, if you're wondering. Okay, so let's get into it. This is our entrance. We honestly, like, for a hot minute, did not know what to do with the entrance. And I think how we have it now, like, I mean, it's pretty okay. Um, so once you come up through the little entrance terminal, it leads right into the town hall. But on this right-hand side, there's like a little bus station. Oh wow, look at Tipper with a little fancy hat and flowers. Wow, so fancy. But obviously this isn't a bus station because our village theme is kind of like fantasy, but there's a festival going on. And it's also medieval fantasy, but with a little bit of tweaks to it, kind of like Final Fantasy XIV. Like there's some technology. But anyway, but no, this bus station is actually a horse carriage station. As you can see, anybody who'd be waiting there has just missed the horse carriage because it is already past. Okay, so around this area, I'm going to show the map again. This is where kind of like our village, quote unquote, is because most of the houses are around this area. So I'm going to start off by going to the left side of the island. So this is like where people, whenever they get out of the town hall or they just got into town, they can sit and enjoy some food and have a little picnic up here. We're going to put a texture on the blanket at some point, but we don't have it right now. And then back there you can see there's like a bell and stuff. We're gonna get to that part later. But I think it's a nice view. And down here, on part of the village is like a little plaza place with a bird bath. And there's books that you can get and read. And up here, there's a well and a silo thingy because there's a community farm. And this is Greta's house, but over here, this is where we do all of our crafting. And honestly, it kind of looks butt ugly. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like this part. We used to have it up on top of the hill, but we wanted to move it down. Like I think it's fine being down here. I think it's good placement. Because we can't continue up the rocks. I don't know. We don't really like it too much. I think the idea is nice. At some point, we'll kind of like tweak it. And then over here, we just have like a little pond sitting area. I don't know. We saw this on a video of somebody else's island tour. They didn't do it in the river mouth. They had it somewhere else, but it just looked so nice whenever they did it. So we're like, yeah, we'll give it a shot. And you can see there's some like ducks around and stuff. You know, I think it's nice. Whenever we lived in Florida, there was a lake in our neighborhood that had you know, I mean, it had like a fountain in the middle, so it didn't have like waterfalls or whatever, but there was constantly ducks over there, and it was just nice to go and sit. So I guess that's kind of like the inspiration for that. It was just, we wanted a place to sit with ducks. And then we have little waterfalls in the backs of these houses, like the cliffs are hugging them. We just think that the layers are nice, and it's something we're trying to work on, honestly. I feel like every other Animal Crossing YouTuber is so freaking good with layers, and ours is just kind of like, our island was like flat dang near for a while. So we're steadily fixing that. But here's a little place where they can, you know, wash their laundry in the river like a villager does. And it looks like there's a little path back here, but I don't know. Maybe we'll come back to that later. I'm sorry. This is my like third time trying to record this, and I feel like such a douche. The way I'm trying to be secretive about shit I can't really show yet because this island doesn't have a linear path, and so I just kind of have to go places. So yeah, here we are in the like plaza area, and there's a festival going on. This is kind of based on like Chronotrigger, but also I think it's really fun to be having, you know, not just like a medieval village or something with some fun going on. And so there's dogs all around, they're barking at people, and there's balloons, and there's little games, and there's a ball. You can play with it. And then down here, this is one of the first things that we did. It's tucked behind a nook's cranny, and it's, Roxas says it's a nice use of the space, because it's hard to do stuff behind buildings. But this is like the witch's tent, and so we think it's like a good angle to be able to like take pictures if you're like getting your fortune read or something. I think it's kind of scary. And there's more like markets and stuff over here. You know, you got your little armory, you got juice for no reason. I don't know why we have that. Actually, I think we should maybe change it. It kind of looks a little too tropical. A bakery. I mean, screw it. It's Final Fantasy XIV. It can have a little tropical for no reason. Speaking of Final Fantasy XIV, there's layers to this little marketplace area, and up there is highly based on Ishgard. And we'll head up there in a second. For now, we're going to come down. And on this right-hand side, there's the Nook's Cranny I was talking about. Yeah, and see, you can't really see, like, the witch's tent too badly. I mean, like, you can see those little, like, dividers, but it doesn't look that bad. At some point, we've thought about maybe putting up the curtains now that the curtains are in the game. But we don't know if that would look trashy or not because of the very visible rod. So yeah, I don't know what we'll do. So this lighthouse, palm trees definitely clipping through it. We mostly just kind of added it because having the tower, and then also like the light that comes from it. More so the tower though reminded us of Skyward Sword because the plaza in there has like those towers and stuff. So that's kind of how we added it, to be honest. Then if you kind of come far over here, we try to prevent you from going too far. But there's the, you know, the little river mouth. And it's also nice because we can use our pole to like hop over the river and cheat if we're like, oh, we need to like buy stuff so we can craft, you know, or sell stuff after we craft. It's a nice little shortcut. Down this way there's a little fish market and a little carousel because, you know, there's a thing going on. There's a festival. It's probably like historically is not accurate. They didn't have these in medieval times. But once again, this is Final Fantasy XIV. Anything goes. Here's a little fisherman. Catching some fish to sell. And then over this way, there's a little music thing going on. Like there's some people playing the lyre and I don't know what this is, and some tambourines. And people are just listening to the music. And I guess it's kind of like a puppet show too. Honestly, we should probably change this now that we have the Harb's Island thing unlocked. So we can customize, because we wanted this to be brown literally since the moment we got it, and we were like hounding people in the Animal Crossing server, like can somebody please give us the brown one, and nobody did, and now we can actually change it. So back here, there was a sign pointing this way, and there was junk back here at one point, but we kind of obliterated it, except for that rabbit. I guess that accidentally stayed. But there's nothing right now. This is our empty space, so we're like, I don't know what we're gonna do with it yet. But this is gonna be something. As you can see with the creepy signs, there was 2 rocks that formed here next to each other, these 2, and Cecil was like, oh, we could make a rock garden. And then eventually just working. I think there's 1 that's left out of this. Oh, no, I think there's maybe only 6. Anyway, it's not a circle, but we're not gonna put an effort into our island. No, that's good enough. Alright, so heading back down now. We're gonna go upward to the 2nd level of the markets. Yeah, this is just a nice little entryway to the castle. And also just a little secret over here. This is where we breed blue roses. Whenever we get one in the middle, we plop it somewhere else. Yeah, and we, as you can see, definitely did not bother with the flowers so much. We have 2 gold roses, and we were hoping there was going to be more, but no. Whenever I see the gold roses, I just remember one of my friends, we were playing Animal Crossing together, and I watched her go to a dream address. It was a random dream address on New Leaf. And she went there, like, right in front of the train station. There was a bunch of gold roses that just felt cock. It's so fucking funny. Like, there was nothing else in the island. It was just, like, that was the only interesting thing. Oh my gosh. And here's more flowers. Just because we did not know what else to sell, I guess. And here's just a little park bench where you can see, again, that mysterious thing in the distance. Spoiler, that's the inn/tavern. We'll get around to that. So yeah, right here is Able Sisters, and then here's a little place where you can get painted by an artist, because, you know, I think getting painted, getting your face painted, and having people do your hair or whatever is a notable part of fairs and festivals, so yeah. And back here is the wizard's house. So Etoile lives here, and we kind of changed her house. It's the only villager whose houses we have changed and are going to change. The inside isn't changed, though, just the outside. And that's just because we wanted it to fit the theme. But for the rest of the houses, I mean, we don't really care, and we kind of want that authenticity a little bit just for ourselves. I mean, no shame to anybody who does decorate their islanders' houses. I don't know why I said islander, not villager. Anyhow, heading back this way now, and we're gonna go and see the inn. I feel like I'm going really fast. Yeah, so first off, this is kind of like, I don't know, it's nice running off of water over here. This is a cheat area. This is how we get down to go to Nook's Crannies after I spawn into the game. Yeah, so you can see there's some stuff from afar. Oh, there's Fang reading. Well, that kind of ruins the illusion. But anyway. Yeah, so the inside is not done. In fact, there's not even really anything to it. But there's little boots out here, like, oh, somebody took off their boots and they were here to stay for a little while before they move on to the next town. Here's a place where you can, you know, sit down with some brothers on the road and tell gossip. Yeah, so it's kind of get a little bit of that view. There's some really nice mountains in the back. Yeah. That also is a work in progress area. We like just put up the mountain. I hate that I'm backtracking so much, but once again, we struggle to make things look organic and then also have a nice like flow to it that is circular in any way, like a route, and not just kind of like, you know, janky. Actually, before I go up this way, I'm gonna go to the right side of the village. So here's again that horse carriage station. And this house, I forgot who lives here, but look, they got little sheep. I don't know if you milk sheep. I know you can milk goats, we've milked a goat before. But they probably collect some milk here and then churn it over here and then sit after a long, hard day's work with a cup of sweet tea. Okay. Yeah, and here's another little park, I guess if you want to call it that, for the villagers who live around this area. And over here, honestly, this was something that we laid down, like one of the first few items that we laid down. Whoever lived here before, just, I don't know, we were like, oh, like it's like a little place that they can play some games with their friends, and we just haven't moved it. So now I guess it's just here, and then also this chair for some reason. It's just part of the life that you live whenever you live in this lot. Whoa. Did Lionel just spawn? Was that just me? That's crazy. Anyway, coming down here, there's a little strawberry farm. And, I don't know, we kind of tried to make this look like a ranch house the best we could. As far as, like, decorating around the villagers' houses, we kind of have been slacking, not gonna lie. But it is what it is. And here's a fruit farm. Fruit, not farm. What's the word? Orchard! Oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. There's a little road back here, just because. This is something that we've seen on another island, kind of something similar. It was really nice idea because we were like, we have no idea what to do with this little slim section. I think that's part of like the Animal Crossing community, is that you get inspiration from the people, you give inspiration, whatever. So there's a lot of nothing back here. There's a bottle that I need to collect at some point. But over on the beach, there's a hot springs sort of spa thing going on. Yeah, I think it's a cute little thing. And then this little flamingo, like the flamingo from the entrance, if you saw it, he's waiting for his husband to come back for more and not realizing he's just on the other side of the island. Alright, so heading back. I'm gonna go back to the town hall. Just go up this way. I really kind of like this little nook that the bridge is on. I don't know, it just feels cool. I mean, there's really not a whole lot of like, you know, like a big entrance. It's just kind of like a little tiny area, but I don't know. I think it's cool. Yeah, and then this bell. I don't know, like if there's something like a meeting, you know, they just ring the bell and go, hear ye, hear ye. I guess. I don't know what they did with bells. Other than like maybe alerting, like, oh, there's a ship coming in, you know, maybe like with the lighthouse. I don't know, what the frick were bells used for? Oh, churches. Yeah, well, there's not a church on this island. There might be. So this is kind of like the entrance to the Enchanted Forest. So over here, you could hop across this rock and head into the forest, but we're gonna go a little bit of a different way. Yeah, so this is a kind of a little bit of like the forest too. You know, there's some butterflies and there's, you know, a little mysterious glowing pond and flowers and shit. Back here though, there's a graveyard, which this build I actually did. We've moved it like a million times, so this is where it's settled. It's supposed to be kind of like the one in Kakariko Village in Ocarina of Time. It looked more so like it whenever you could actually like, you know, see this part. It wasn't blocked by a house. And I feel like, no, actually, I was thinking, oh, I think there's a third layer. Actually, there might be. I think there's supposed to be like another one that's further up. That's another like layer of 3 or 4. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I played that game. Yeah, that's kind of the thought process. And this is like the little slate that says like, oh, here's the Song of Sun? Frickin', what is it called? Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm a big Zelda fan, y'all. And back here, this is the nothingness that I explored earlier. And I'm decidedly not going to pan up to look at the mountain because we have not really detailed like the bottom layers to kind of make it look real yet, so. And then back here, I don't know, just a little something that we could not part with, even though it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We just really like the hallway with waterfalls. And this tree ain't supposed to be here. It just kind of grew because money tree. And eventually we're gonna do something with the beach too, but that's kind of like the pathway to the secret beach. We have a watermelon there now because of Ico. You know, whenever they, well, spoilers for the end of the game, I guess. So back here is our campsite. I just put random junk in the back. It looks better if there's actually a camper here. And back this way. We can't go that way. I think it's this way. Yeah. Okay, there's a tent here. There's another camper right by the river, so they can just wake up and fish. Or they can just fish from bed, you know? Don't have to get up for that. Yeah, and so, I'll go down here first. Don't mind me just walking through the flowers. This is the path you could have went up, from earlier. We have to cross the rock. Yay, oh my gosh, I'm so freaking happy to see villages up here. We've been trying so hard. We've been, like, laying down paths at random, like, underneath stuff to get villages to come up here, so I'm so glad to see them up here. Yeah, so this is gonna be, at some point we're gonna swap out some of these for, like, maybe some mum cushions and mush stools to make it look like, oh, there's a little fantasy little picnic thing going on here. Like Alice in Wonderland. Not Alice in Wonderland. I don't know. And also there's a glitch, I guess, that you can put things in the middle of tables outside. So we're going to try to utilize that at some point as well. And down here we kind of block off your way so that way you don't break the illusion. Like a silly little rebel you. We kind of try to do that a lot. We try to control where people can and can't go. For that reason. You're like, no. You just want you to look at this from afar. You can't look at it up close. I guess we kind of do that with our art too. We kind of like... We focus on detail, but we're also like, please don't look too much at the detail, because it's really messy. And if you come up this way, this is, well, whoops, fairy circle. Now you're gonna die, or whatever happens with fairies. I'm gonna backtrack again. I am so ass at, keeping on track. Yeah, so up here, I'm gonna let Pipit actually explain this one. So this heart pond, I'm gonna show you on the map. So this is like the heart of the island. All the water comes from up here, except for stuff that's like fake stuff, like around the castle and the entrance. That's like fake water. All the rivers and stuff come out from this heart pond. So people think that like this is like a magical place because it's like been here forever and there's a lot of butterflies around it and there's this mysterious harp here, like maybe that the goddess used to play or something. So people here, they worship the goddess of the Heart Lake. She probably has a name, but we just haven't came up with it yet. And then, this is the only way to get back here. You have to go through the fairy circle. This right here is kind of like supposed to be the Great Fairy Fountain. At one point, there's a gnome down there who's trying to get the fairy to come out to, I don't know, give him a stamina potion or something. And then this person here, they used to have a yard, but we got rid of it and we're gonna fix it later. But they still have a little greenhouse. And there's gonna be a slope right here whenever, I don't know, whenever we do more stuff with this side. Right now we're just using that area down there for blue roses again. And if we come down here, well, I'm supposed to be able to come down here. I'm just gonna do this. So back down here is around the Gnome Mountain again. Oh, we didn't show you the Gnome Mountain! We've done this video a few times and we keep forgetting what we've shown and what we haven't shown. So we're gonna come back.
So this is the second side of the village that we didn't get to show. So when you're over here, if you come up on this little tree, not tree, stairs, you can see there's a gnome mountain in the distance. It's kind of hard to see some of the gnomes because the cypress is blocking it. But this is one of the first builds that we did, and we used to have it somewhere else, and then we moved over here. I think it's nice that the gnomes kind of live close to the village, because it's like they have their own little mountain to live on, but they're still a part of the village. But yeah, then back here it goes back into the forest. Here's another gnome. They're all just kind of out here hanging around, doing gnome things. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, honestly, for our island. I'm gonna, just for circulatory reasons, or whatever the fucking word would be, come back to the entrance. And yeah, still a work in progress, but hopefully we'll have some updates in the future. Honestly, kind of trying to get it finished, because, I don't know, it's kind of annoying to have a bunch of empty space, and we kind of want to know, like, what's going on. We can just kind of like make tweaks as time goes on. Of course, it's like nice to decorate stuff, but also it'd be really nice to actually have everything filled in. We just don't really have any ideas for the blank space yet. You know, we kind of have everything that we want to do. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We probably won't do a whole lot of Animal Crossing videos in the future, except for maybe some tours every now and again. Honestly, we'd like to tour other people's stuff, but I don't think we have anything interesting to say. Maybe that's something that another altar can do. So anyway, yeah, bye.